Hello and welcome to Rookie Ninjas, where we explore day trading futures on the NinjaTrader platform, identifying supply and demand and reading price action, because who needs a savings account when you've got futures? Alright, so for today's Strategy Builder series, this is actually going to be something a little bit more on the simple side. Essentially what we want is to see if we can be notified whenever the market meets the criteria of what we're looking for to enter a trade. So we're actually going to go to our options under tools, and we're going to go to our share services. Now, I already have mine set up here, but to give you an idea, I found that Gmail definitely works a lot easier than any of the other ones, to the point where I didn't actually have any of the other ones set up. But you're going to go set up your email, and if you sync it to your Gmail, essentially you'll have to approve it on your Gmail side, but it does make it the easiest format to be notified when something happens. And then to take it a step further, you can actually set up the system to send you a text message when something might occur. So let's take something as simple as this spike right here in volume. Maybe you only want to take trades when you see a spike in volume. It's something that I look for. Of course, trend breaks and things like that as well. But for the sake of this video, what we're going to look for is whenever the market has a spike in volume, maybe we want to be notified. We want to have a text message sent. Sometimes we get stuck sitting in front of the charts and we have specific setups that we want to wait for, but we're impatient, and our impatience leads us to take trades that we normally wouldn't take. So the idea with this is maybe you trade the open, maybe you don't. Maybe you have something very specific that you want to trade. Instead of sitting and waiting, maybe you can set something up that is going to notify you whenever your preferred setup presents itself. Alright, so we'll call this Notifier. We can do it on bar close. Moving forward, we're just going to add one input, make it easy. We'll call this our volume input. Now the whole point of this is that you can customize this however you like. Maybe you have something very specific that you're looking for, but the main thing that we want here is to set this up so that when whatever scenario presents itself, whether we're on the computer or in the office, maybe we're taking care of something else, instead of sitting down and staring at the charts non-stop, instead we can get a message. Something that's going to let us know that what we look for has finally presented itself. Let's go here and actually let's go ahead and highlight the bar that we're looking for in particular. That way, if I am, let's say, working on something unrelated on the computer or in the office or in the house, I'm going to know exactly where to look for to see what occurred that might help me for a setup to look for a trade. So I'll highlight that bar, and we can actually go ahead and set up a vertical line as well, something that's going to stand out. We'll put it for one bar ago, that way if you need to see the primary bar that presented itself, you're not going to block it with a bar or with a line. For this one, I'm going to go ahead and set up text message. I didn't review it in the settings when you go to your tools and your options to set up the share settings. But essentially, for a text message, what it's going to do is once your email is linked, it can go ahead and send you a text message via email. So that's what we're going to do here. Let's go ahead and write some sort of generic message. Something that'll stand out so you're not confused when you receive it. The eagle has landed. Alright. Go ahead and compile. Perfect. And really that's it. It's really about that simple. The idea for this strategy is for all those folks, you know, maybe the only positive thing that came out of COVID was so many people were able to switch and take their work and begin working remotely. Well, now you might have a chance to trade as you work. Here's a bar. Over 5,000. Beautiful. Now let's take our strategy. Notifier. And for this instance, all we want to see is that the bar is going to light up. And this one is now highlighted. I don't see my vertical line, but we'll address that here in just a bit. And of course, like any other strategy, now that we see that it's showing up on our chart, let's go ahead and move over to our connections and see if we can see this in real time. Alright, playback instruments is an excellent tool that any trader I think should be willing to implement. It's going to help you run through hypothetical situations, and shoot, I've used it plenty of times if I'm not able to trade for the day, downloading the open and seeing maybe how I would have performed had I gotten a chance to trade. I think the biggest thing with trading is that we don't want random trades. You have to set your rules, and you have to set scenarios that you can actually monitor. That way you can collect data and see what works, what doesn't. If you trade willy-nilly, then all you're really doing is gambling. Hopefully with a strategy like this, the Notifier, it can help keep you more honest and more patient for the right type of setup that's going to work for you. Alright, our strategy's in place. Let's take a look and see how this works. Be a little bit more patient. Now, because I built this strategy on bar close, even at the moment that our volume surpasses 5,000, we're not going to get a notification then. We're only going to get a notification once that bar closes. The system sees that a bar did surpass 5,000. And then we should be able to reach or receive notice that volume has dynamically increased in the market. Now I realize that this example is just on the open, and anybody who trades is more than likely going to want to watch the open, but there's been plenty of instances where volume spikes at other periods during the day. Maybe at 2 p.m. when the market reopens, maybe around 4, just before the market closes for the day. Right. There we go, perfect, and there's our vertical line as well. Now, to see how quickly it takes to receive a message, we're about 12 seconds since this occurred. There it is, just got it. Alright, so if you're wondering, it took roughly 10 seconds to actually receive a text message that this occurred. Maybe this helps, maybe not, but as far as anybody who's looking to be more patient with their entries and just really picky on what sort of market they're going to trade, I think this could be vital. The truth is that the motivation for creating this strategy is that I had a bit of a rough week, some negative days, and really the only thing that messed me up was what messes up most traders. It's revenge trading. When something goes wrong, it's hard to walk away from the computer. You want to get whatever you just lost back. And when that happens, you find yourself being extremely impatient and not taking the right trades that you need to. So the idea really is just don't get stuck waiting. What you want to do is when you take a trade, any given situation, any given strategy, you want to be able to take that trade and not feel any sort of remorse for feeling like you jumped in at the wrong time. Patience is always going to be your best friend. Having a legit trading strategy is going to be your best friend. Hopefully this helps, guys, and just wanted to say until next time, happy trading.